Sunshine, yeah, moonlight, good times again.
Welcome to the Blaming on the Boogie podcast.
Hello.
We just three brothers, three good-looking brothers, here to talk to you about a little thing we call sports. This is our episode, season 2, episode 10. There'll be a 2 and a 10. 2 and a 10. As always, we have with me the one and only Antoine DOOZE Williams from Florissant, Missouri.
The mighty Mike Control.
We got Dorian, the Almighty, the Wonder Mouse Brown,
FD in the place to be.
California, and of course you got me, Rod D, right here in
ROD is down with
Detroit,
us.
Michigan. We want to thank you as always for joining us. But if you haven't already done so, press that like button, press that follow button, press that notification button, and as always, send dudes the money. And if you got any questions for us, y'all know how y'all can get in touch with us. Y'all can go catch us on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram at our hashtag or pound, whatever that thing is, pound from the boogie.
Give these personal phone number.
We can find us on biotbpodcast.com, where you can also send dudes the money. Or you can send us an email at boogieblaming@gmail.com. And we'd be glad to get right back to you. Want to send suggestions for the show? Whatever. No, well, let me stop because dude's married.
Yeah, don't send that to me.
I ain't gonna get you in trouble, dudes. I ain't gonna get you in trouble.
I got enough issues.
Y'all know what we do. We just here. We have fun. We talk about sports. This ain't no different. Tonight we just doing it during the NCAA Final Four game.
So we gonna update y'all on the game. Not that y'all, not that most of y'all already watching.
Well, by the time they see this, they would have watched it. But,
right.
But we're gonna tell y'all how it's going while we was recording anyway.
It's tied up right now.
If I can't see it in this room, y'all gotta keep me abreast.
Yeah, so we gotta keep telling dudes the updates, let them know what's going on. All right, D. So we're gonna start our show off with a topic that we were going to talk about last week, but ran out of time. And that is the TGL. Dorian.
So
TGL
I'm looking up my notes that I had on it. And so TGL is this new golf league that Tiger and Rory McIlroy have started. You know, it is so hard to say Rory McIlroy.
Rory McIlroy.
Rory McIlroy. It's real hard to say that. But anyway, it's a virtual league. It's being held in SoFi Stadium. And it's virtual. Now, I'm interested to see this. Mm-hmm. However, I find something very interesting.
And what is that?
The fact that the TGL is team thing. It's like they've taken parts of Live. Mm-hmm. So I wonder if the reason Tiger and Rory McIlroy I still can't say
Rory McIlroy.
I was mad as Big Perk when he was trying to say Antetokounmpo. he couldn't say it. But anyway, I wonder if this is why they were so outspoken about Live.
Oh, they had this coming down the pipeline.
Right. With their stuff, this whole team concept coming down the pipeline. Now they've got it's based on cities. So you've got so many people from cities. So they're basically really trying to tap into that whole vibe of what is that? The Phoenix Open, where on the 16th hole or the 17th hole, they just folks just be out there acting a fool like they never
plum
do
fool.
anywhere else in golf, right?
Plum fool.
So if you got cities, you got people who get behind these teams in these cities, kind of the way that they do in football, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer, so on and so forth. So you're trying to create this vibe, and then all of a sudden here comes Live, because this is short too. Like the competition is only like 15 holes or 30 holes or something like that. So they all this kind of stuff that I see that's interesting about why the two of them were the ones that were so outspoken about this. And then here they go starting something new.
Mm-hmm. That
kind of makes you wonder.
So D, is it it's kind of like just going to a simulator? It's like going to a simulator type thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean that can be pretty cool.
They've got a website, tglgolf.com. And they explain it. Man, I hate spring, bro. My nose is clogged. I sound just all nasally.
All right,
but they explain everything. They explain how you play a hole, the green play, the screen, how they got a shot clock. You get timeouts, how the match format or whatever. Then all that. They explain all that on their website. And it's being held in the SoFi Center.
So it's only that's the only place they're gonna hold it. They're not like going to the different cities.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't look like it because it just says SoFi Center, first of its kind venue located in Palm Beach Gardens on the campus of Palm Beach State College. SoFi Center will measure nearly 250,000 square feet and it will be where all the action takes place.
You know what? I thought you were talking about at SoFi Stadium.
Oh,
So where's the SoFi Center?
It says Palm Beach Gardens on the campus of Palm Beach State. I've never heard of Palm Beach State. I might apply for
Palm Beach, Florida, or Palm Beach, California.
It actually does not say. Let's look it up. Let's see where Palm Beach State College is. That sounds like a place I want to teach.
Oh yeah, it sounds very laid back and relaxed.
You ain't trying. If it's in Cali, you ain't trying to go back there. Oh, it's Florida.
It's Florida. Palm Beach Gardens, Florida.
All right, you can go to Florida, but I know you ain't trying to go back to Cali.
Yeah.
Doing back to Cali. Yeah. Well, I mean, again, we're trying to get dudes out here with us, but golf is absolutely wonderful sport. Even it's even fun going to the simulator.
Just now, think about the fact that golf is the only sport that they actually bring you alcohol while you're playing.
While you're playing. Anywhere else is frowned upon in that establishment.
I'm just saying, you swinging a stick and hitting a ball 400 miles an hour at people, and you drunk.
And driving.
Right.
And you're driving. And you're driving.
So no wonder all those bloopers I see in the golf carts.
You violating all the rules of civilized society in a place that is supposed to be of high sophistication.
But
the irony.
But the idea that I'm getting with you, D. I like your little conspiracy. That's the reason why Tiger was a little, because at the end of the day, from what was reported, now whether or not it was true or not, I don't know. But Liv offered him $1 billion to come play there, right?
Hold on,
nah,
we forgot about our conspiracy theories. Yeah.
But Liv offered him $1 billion to come play on their tour. Now I understand loyalty, but $1 billion, I don't know if I can be that loyal.
Yeah,
for $1 billion.
Now, I might not take $1 billion to sell out my people, but I will sell out my employer.
Would you sell out Rory?
I sure would.
You can't even pronounce his name right.
Rory McIlroy.
Rory McIlroy.
And you're laughing, it's worse.
Yeah, what's your name again, bro?
I still cannot say Rory McIlroy. It just don't.
Look, when y'all said Palm Beach, Florida, you know, I had a situation in Palm Beach. But I won't go deep into it.
Don't go too deep. Don't go too deep.
But the Haitian boys was about to get me.
The Haitians on pound.
It was about to. I thought I was gonna have to fight the Haitian boys. 107.
Right.
Dude.
I'm not good with math, but it wasn't looking good for the home team. Those numbers weren't adding up.
So now the question is, D, you passed up $1 billion. Do you think this TGL is $1 billion idea?
Yeah, because you had a bird in the hand.
I think it's something that can. I see it in the same way that of pickleball,
which is the worst sport ever, man. That's the stupidest game. It's just, bro. I watched it. I turned to it. It was on TV. I'm like, what is this?
It's not exciting at all.
It was like playing outdoor ping pong.
It ain't even that fun. Just tap. What is this?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I didn't get it. So, but anyway, it's definitely a sport that started for retirees. I tell you that much. But I think it'll catch on with it. I think they're trying to catch a different type of crowd. Is what it is. If I think that they're trying to catch that, as I was saying before, I think they're trying to catch the people who are now starting to like golf but aren't the country club people. That's the one thing that Tiger really did for golf is, and particularly among Black folks, right?
You brought in all the Happy Gilmore fans.
I'm not gonna lie. Part of the reason I ever started playing golf, even though I watched it, was because of Tiger. So I think they're trying to, and then so you notice that what has happened is that a lot of middle class people have started to get into golf. And those weren't the people that were really ever into golf anymore. So this is the type of thing where you're playing indoors, you can have a crowd, you know, that kind of stuff, right? I think that's what they're trying to tap into. They're tapping into this whole Topgolf phenomenon, right? So I think that they see a market in that. So yeah, I could definitely see it being a multi-billion-dollar investment after a minute.
So here's the other question: is this a direct competitor for the PGA, or is this like the little brother for the PGA?
I don't think it's either. I think it's one of those niche markets, just like drone flying. Those races. You ever seen the races where they fly the drones, or when they have the NBA Live champion? I'm sorry, the NBA 2K championships, where the cats that play the teams. I think it's a niche market in that sense. You know, traditional golfers are still going to want to go out on the actual course and still really play. This is a different type of thing.
So I think the better question would have been: are there going to be PGA Tour golfers in this particular tour, or are these just like people that they in the different cities? Hey, come on, try for the team.
It says, let me see, players. Hold on. No. Oh no, they got them boys playing.
Them boys?
No, seriously.
Which boys are we talking about?
Tiger, Rory, Justin Thomas, Colin Moore.
Oh, these are real golfers.
Ricky Fowler. You know, I'm a Ricky Fowler fan.
You can say his name.
Xander Schauffele, Justin Rose. That's what I said. Now Adam Scott, Tommy Fleetwood. Yeah, no, they got. That's what I said. Yeah, they got them boys playing.
So then maybe it must be doing. Well, there's no off season really for golf. golf is every week.
Right.
Matter of fact, we talked about this last year that they golf all but 2 weeks of the year, and that's Christmas and Easter.
Right.
Other than that, there's a golf tournament going on. So how are they gonna? Well, you don't know because we looking at the information.
Well, what it's saying is that it's saying it doesn't say quite how long the season is. It says that it will combine advanced technology with teams of top players from the PGA Tour for 2-hour weekly competitions in prime time starting in January of 2025.
Oh, so it's going to be during the week. So that's not going to interfere with them during the weekend.
Nope, it's not looking that way.
Okay. So I can see how that can work. I mean,
it says they'll play how you play is you play 15 holes over 2 sessions. And then they explain triples will be 9 holes. They give you all this on the website, but so it's interesting because it looks like again like when you go in there on the simulator. Because I know the place up the street from here, Backspin Golf. Shout out to Backspin Golf. That's where I got my TaylorMades from that one time before they got stolen. But he has a simulator in there where you can go in there. He has people that come in and they pay to kind of go and they play a whole round of a different holes of golf. They have computer simulated different golf courses.
There's a place called Golf X. Matter of fact, we got one here where I live, and that's what they do. It's kind of like a Top Golf but indoor, and they have different stalls, simulator stalls, and you play a whole. You can pick which course you want to play, and you play 18 holes. You do you do everything. You tee off, you chip, you putt, you do it all.
Right,
and it's pretty cool. So I can see them doing something like that.
Yeah, so be interesting. That kind of ended up being a longer discussion than we thought, right?
Yeah, they have at Golf X they have it's kind of like bowling where they have leagues. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. One more golf related topic. Starting on Thursday.
Oh, the Masters.
Tiger Woods is looking to make his 25th straight cut at the Masters, which will be PGA Tour record if he can make the cut 25 straight times.
Georgia.
I don't put it past him. He's been out. He was out there today. They were showing him today practicing, and of course, the Masters is like his favorite course. But it's one of those records. It's kind of like the Pittsburgh Steelers record, where the Steelers have been haven't had a winning record for however long.
You haven't had a losing season.
I mean, losing season for how long Tomlin has been there.
Tomlin has been there, yeah.
But they don't go to the playoffs and they haven't won in like 10 years.
Do we really have to talk about the Steelers? I mean, I'm just asking.
Shut up.
It's really not necessary.
But anyway, it'd be cool, just another little footnote in Tiger's career. But I actually would rather see him in the final pairing on Sunday than just making the cut. But that's just me. As like I said, Tiger was the reason we actually decided to go. Matter of fact, D, I know you remember this. After Tiger won the Masters, you and Johnny went to the golf course. And they still might be looking for a 9-iron
over the fence.
I swung, tried to hit the ball, lost the grip, and the ball flew flying over the fence. The glove went flying over the fence.
That was actually when I think we learned how hard golf actually is. It's like we're not finna just go out here and think we athletes and because we can play basketball, we can play golf. It's like
That's gonna translate to golf.
Golf easy.
Golf.
All you gotta do is get the ball.
Are you right? It's right there in front of you. Ain't nobody throwing it at you.
It looks very easy on TV, right?
Man,
everybody hit the ball on TV.
Man, right. Until you try, and then the next day you don't realize how many muscles you've never used before that you just did out on the golf course, and you like, why can't I move? It's stuff.
Why my back hurts so bad?
Man, why I can't? Ooh, yeah.
Why my back hurts so bad?
Like golfers are athletes. I remember first time me and Daryl went to the driving range. He hit about 15, and then he said, "Oh man," he said, "I will never say that golfers are athletes ever again."
Yeah, man, shoot. That's why Tiger's so big. Well, what's so big?
So UConn up 4 now.
Oh, he went to commercial. I missed it. They had commercial. How much time before half?
A minute 33. UConn up 4. Oh, Gene Katie there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they showing Gene Katie now.
Gene Katie got to be about 89, 90.
I think something like that. Yeah.
He looked like he was about 70 when we was coming up.
Right. Oh, nice play.
Woo! Yeah, there you go. Yeah, right. Gene.
All right. So anyway, moving on.
All right, moving on.
We start looking at the game.
Moving on. We're gonna talk about a little baseball. Very little baseball.
Very little. I mean, literally very little, because the A's and the Mets are terrible, and very little in reference to the new stadium that the A's are playing in. They are literally playing. Okay, go ahead, Rod.
So for those of you that are unaware, because we're here to inform you, the Oakland A's, they're by title they're a Major League Baseball team. I don't know.
By virtue of the league that they play in, they're a major league team. Aside from
Major
that,
League team.
That's it.
They're a Major League team. But they're leaving the city of Oakland out there with Dorian. They're leaving
Oakland.
And they're moving to Las Vegas. Las Vegas is building them a brand new stadium. And giving them hundreds of millions of dollars towards the stadium to convince them to leave Oakland and come to Las Vegas.
So they're chasing the Raiders.
They're chasing right after the Raiders, who also left Oakland.
Right.
I don't know what y'all doing out there, but
I went to the very last. That's why I got this shirt. I went to the very last game that they had in Oakland. Me and Tiba went. Shout out to Tiba. Yeah, me and Tiba went to the very last home game out there in Oakland, the Oakland Coliseum.
So Oakland, they're losing 2 Major League franchises, both going up to Las Vegas. But the problem is their lease is up with Oakland at the end of the year. The stadium won't be built for another 3 years. So they had a little issue. What do we do? So the remedy is to now play in a stadium in Sacramento, California. That's a minor league stadium that only seats 10,000 fans. So D, for the next 3 years, your Oakland Athletics, the Oakland A's, will be playing in a 10,000 seat stadium. The question is, how many people are going to be in the stadium? Even with the 10,000, can they sell out?
Yes.
Opening day?
This is why. Because it wasn't but about 10,000 people coming to the games in the first place.
I don't think it was that many.
It was about that many. I went to see them play the Mets or whatever. Now, mind you, it got to the point where I was literally gonna walk all the way down and just say, hey, can I just sit right here, please? I can just sit next to y'all on the bench. I played second base in high school. But I think that they can feel it. I think that, again, 10,000, yes. There's enough people that'll come from Sacramento and there's enough people who will drive up from Oakland who are still those loyal people. Again, about 5, yeah, they can do that. But did you hear the owner? He sounded so disingenuous talking about how they were ready to play in this beautiful venue.
This beautiful high school stadium.
Oh boy, it looks good.
Oh man, it was funny just watching him just try to get through that. So I think it shows you the ineptitude of a lot of these people in management. I remember, again, I go back to something that I heard Dominique Foxworth say on I don't know if it was First Take or Get Up or something, and he said it wasn't until he was actually in the room as a representative from the Players Association that he realized that a lot of these owners weren't really that smart. He said, I assumed that they were all like, just these really intelligent guys. And then he said, I got in there in the room with them and we started talking. And I was like, yeah, you're really not that bright.
They just
have money. They just own money.
That's all.
That's it. They got money. That's it.
So the new stadium that they're going to, D, is going to cost $1.5 billion with a B dollars. And it's only going to have 33,000 seats, which is kind of small. That's going to still be the smallest stadium in the league.
Is it going to be retractable?
Let's see.
Because I was going to say, you're not going to get 50,000 people that want to come sit out there in that Las Vegas heat.
Oh, in the summertime?
It has a dome over the top, and it's open on the side, so it's covered. But they have the front and they have like it's not windows, but it's like a clear. I don't know what the hell this thing is. Clear something. It looks like an armadillo.
What?
It has a shell like an armadillo. That's what it looks like.
It looks like an armadillo.
But the inside of it, the whole inside of the shell is a TV screen. Matter of fact, here.
Man, can you imagine the heat that thing gonna give off?
From
those 112-degree days.
Man. Oh, it kind of looks like, okay. Okay.
There you go. There you go. And it has the part in the back here. You see the little lines back here?
That looks
like a mesh. I don't know what it is, but it's not open all the way. You can close it.
Mm-hmm.
That's sweet though.
Yeah,
in the dome. It's an 18,000 square foot scoreboard that makes it the largest in the league.
You see how the scoreboard's kind of curved over the top, right?
Yeah,
I found another rendering from MLB.com that makes it look. You know what it kind of looks like though, Rob?
All right, show us the next one. Show us yours. Show us yours.
Wait a minute.
Show us your screen, D.
Oh.
Show us your screen, D.
Yeah. Show us your screen.
Hold on, let me try to open this in a new tab. Okay, here we go. All right.
Yeah, get rid of them dirty tabs.
Where do I go to?
Present.
No, present. Okay, I see it. Never mind. Okay, sure.
And then share screen.
Yeah, I found it. Take the banner down, right?
Banner is down. There you go. Down. There you go.
Bruh, that looks. You know what that looks like though? Brewer Stadium.
Yeah, with a cover over it.
With the cover over, man, bro. Milwaukee Brewers. The Milwaukee Brewers have a beautiful stadium.
You got a beautiful view of the
you know what? That doesn't. Is so. What the one I showed is different than that.
Yours was side view, right?
Maybe, that's what because I'm trying to find the screen.
Remember the screen was off to the side and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Man,
So again, the question is that open? Is that open or is that going to be closed?
No, I think that's open. I think it's closed. I think it's open out toward the outfield, and then but the rest of it is enclosed. Man, you can't have them people out in that heat like that.
Yeah, it's blocking the sun.
It's blocking the sun. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they'll probably have cool. Some must be cooling or something.
Yeah, open on the sides, but it's blocking the sun from beaming on you.
Yeah.
Well, so sad for Oakland.
Yep.
And the other baseball, the Cardinals suck. The Mets suck. Oakland really sucks.
Man.
Hold on. Matter of fact, let me see the standings. Here we go. My Cardinals are dead last.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado is 2-8, but the Miami Marlins, who Derek Jeter he left right just in time because the Miami Marlins are horrible. They're 1-10, 0-7 at home. That's a horrible way to start the season. And I was talking to you earlier. We're only 1/16 of the way through the season, but man, is that a bad 1/16?
My Reds are in fourth. We 2.5 games out, but I don't know if the Pirates can sustain that.
The Pirates are 9-2. Nah, man, they too young.
We'll see.
Yeah, we shall see.
It's a long season, so
yep. So that's all the baseball we have for today. Now let's get to the good stuff.
Yep.
When we gonna get to the good part?
Milk,
get down to the good part.
Milk just text me. He's so he came right on time.
Oh, he on his way?
Yeah, he just texted me. Hold on.
All right, well let's
we can talk about our predictions and how terrible they were.
For the men and the women, which one you want to do first?
Is he on? Is that him? Okay. Oh, we only see the top of his head though.
That's because he's 6'10".
Well, we did. That's all we saw was the top of your head. All right. Cool. Well, talking about
give us the intro, D.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're about to talk about the NCAA women's tournament, NCAA basketball tournaments in general. And so there's been this huge debate. We even had one, among
I'm saying introduce Milk, man.
I'm about to get to it. Hold on. Shut up. Now we let you do all your big dumb introductions. Let me do mine. So there was this big debate about this, about the call and all this kind of stuff. And so I decided to call a ref in. So what we bring to a real ref, a college ref. Okay. So I bring to you today my good friend, my frat brother, but my good friend first, longtime hooper, longtime ref too, as a matter of fact. One member of one of the 3 members of KFC. We got. Mm-hmm. Number 22, but number 1 in your hearts, Marvin Milk Childs.
Marvin.
Wow.
What up, Milk?
What up?
What's going on? What's going on?
Word.
We appreciate you coming on.
Nothing.
And chatting with us.
Yeah, hope don't beat me up too bad. Don't beat me up too bad.
Oh, not at all, brother.
Hey, Milk, they beat each other up so bad they won't even, we won't even feel it.
Okay. Cool.
All right, so let's get right into this. All right, so on Friday we had the women's basketball Final Four. We had South Carolina going against North Carolina State. We had Louisiana State going against Iowa.
We had UConn playing Iowa.
Was UConn Iowa?
Yeah.
Oh, was you?
Yeah, it was UConn in Iowa.
Yeah, dog.
That's right.
Iowa
They play LSU in Elite Eight. Yeah, Elite Eight. It was Iowa against UConn. My bad. So anyway, the NC State South Carolina game, there was no controversy. South Carolina was just much better than them. Dawn Staley and her girls did their thing. The night game, which attracted 12 million viewers between Iowa and UConn, University of Connecticut. At the end of the game, there was I'm not going to say controversy. There was a difference of opinion as to a call. Let's just say it like that. End of the game, bring it up. Iowa's up. What was it? Up 1 or 2, D?
They were up 1.
Up 1, and UConn had the ball. And the play that has brought the most controversy.
Now, when he telling me to hurry up not too long ago, and
shut it up.
Now here you go.
Shut it up.
He's a bit long.
All right, you finished. Go ahead. Tell him what happened, D. Tell him what happened.
The whole country know. Go ahead and finish. You was almost.
Tell him what happened, man.
You tell him. You had already started. You've been talking for 20 minutes.
See what I'm talking about, Milk? We can't even get to it.
Hey, I'm enjoying the show.
Anyway, there was a screen set.
Dang hooks.
There's a screen set by the center from UConn that was not correct, and she knocked the girl down from Iowa, and everyone says that it wasn't a foul. So, Milk, you watched the play. Tell us how you thought that play went down, and the reason why you think it went the way it did.
And I texted Milk immediately.
He sure in hell did. Immediately. Yeah. It's crazy. So first things first, I do college men's. I don't do college women's. It's a little bit different, but still kind of the same premise. So from what I saw in real time and in slow motion, 1,000% the right call. Reason being, we referee the game based on advantage, disadvantage in most cases. Now you might say, hey, what effect did that have on the play? That illegal screen gave the shooter probably another second of time to gather her feet and get a good look at the basket. You know what I mean? Without being defended. So that's kind of it's real minute when it's plays like that. That 1 second more that she got to get herself together to shoot could have made them win the ball game, which is why that's one of those plays you cannot pass on, because it's a game deciding play. You know, either way, if he did not call, if she would have not, I'm sorry, if she was a lady that called the call, if she would have not called that play and they hit the shot, Iowa would be pissed. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of those plays where you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. In my career as an official, I've gotten in more heat for not blowing the whistle than blowing the whistle. If that makes sense, especially in situations like that, because it's deciding the game. So you have to make that call. It was 1,000% right. The reason it happened because the guard wasn't patient. Had the guard waited 1 more second to allow her big to get to her spot, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But because it was 5 seconds in the game, she's in a hurry. We got to get there quick. We don't have that much time, so I'm gone. So she goes. Most of the illegal screens that I've called in my career is because the guard wasn't patient and let the big get to his spot. That's kind of 100% of my calls like that is because that guard was not patient and that big wasn't able to get there and get itself established.
So here's the question. One of the things that we're having our debates about during our text chain. Should the game be officiated the same in the first quarter as it is the last 2 minutes of the game?
It should, yeah. I mean, if you're asking me honestly, yes, it should. Is it? No. Some situations require another level. We have to take it to another level. So if you ever watch a game that I work, when it gets close down, I'm a different official. I'm locked in differently. Everything counts. Everything matters. A missed call matters. the call you make, everything matters. So you gotta lock in and be a little more attentive to the small little things that you might not have paid that much attention in the beginning. So it's funny because the argument was there were a ton of illegal screens throughout the whole game. Okay. So during that time, and I talked to Johnny Brooks about it. I said, hey man, if it was 3 more minutes left in the game, will we be talking about that call? Like if they had 3 more minutes, exactly. So the thing is, because it was 5 seconds, is the reason why it was a conversation. And to your point, yes, you should probably try to call a game the same way throughout the game. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. We try to be as consistent as possible. We are still human beings. And I think people forget that when they're watching the game. We're human beings just like you are. You're asking me to adjudicate a play that happens in a matter of seconds. It's not like football where you can see a guy holding and you can think about it. Is he holding? Is he holding? Yeah, he holding. And you can throw your flag. We don't have that luxury. We got to see it, think about it, call it. Just like that. And sometimes we get it wrong. But I think in this situation, that official got it right.
Okay, so here's another question. All right, kind of piggybacking off of that. The question coming off of that is okay, at that time, you don't make that call at that time. At that point in the game, you don't make that call. So it's kind of a piggyback off of, okay, should you call it the same in the first quarter as you call it in the fourth quarter? But because at that time in the game could mean anything. It could be at the end of the half. It could be, but now at that particular point in the time of the game, you shouldn't make that call. What are your thoughts about that particular idea? That okay, because this game is so important, you should let the players decide the game and not make that call at that point in the game.
Well, in essence, the player did decide when she illegally screened that girl.
See, that was my point. Go ahead, Bill.
In essence, that is the decision. No problem. In essence, I learned that word from Dorian too. In essence, she did decide the game when she didn't wait patiently for her big to get in her spot. So they did decide the game. Was it the outcome that you wanted? Nope. And that's okay. But to say you don't make that call in that, that's hard for me to digest. Anybody that officiates high level basketball, that's hard to digest. To say, because that implicates cheating. Actually, when you say you shouldn't make that call, that implicates that I'm going to cheat because it's a close game and I'm not going to call the obvious or whatever. That's implicating cheating, and that's one thing that we already fight every day. Is us being, thanks to Dunahee.
Right.
So they look at us like, it's like, oh no, they're cheating. It's like, no, our credibility is challenged every night, on every level, from high school to college. Every night, your credibility is challenged. So, in these type of situations, you damn if you do, you damn if you don't. So, I will make this point: those officials were on that game for a reason. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, those were the best 6 of the best officials in the country at that time. When you think about it, we're in the Final Four. There's only 6 officials left. Those are the best in the country. So at some point, you got to trust their credibility.
Okay. Because you got they wanted so and so. They wanted Caitlin to win. That's why.
Been hearing that all week.
My opinion was I didn't think they should have called it. But I wanted Caitlin to win though. But gotcha. I didn't think they should have called it. But I'm a big NBA guy, so sometimes the NBA referees, how they set the tone from the beginning, whether they're going to call it close or the playoffs. Sometimes they let them play a little bit more. But
now the NBA is a different animal. I can't even speak to NBA. That's a whole different animal.
We ain't gonna go into that because we talk about that all the time too.
I can't explain. People call me all the time. What was that? I can't tell you, bro, because that's not in the book that I read.
Yeah, especially like traveling.
Yeah.
And the carrying. Oh my God.
When did they change the rule to give you that extra step?
What level you talking about now?
That's NBA, Rod. That ain't college.
What the gather?
I don't know nothing about the NBA rules. You got to play the show? I don't know what you're talking about. The gather. What you talking about?
Gather step.
They'll do the gather step in it. Man,
what's the gather step? What's the gather step?
I don't think they really do that.
It's how, isn't it how basically kind of the way that Harden is able to get off that step back, because they consider that the first 2 steps him gathering, and then he get 2 more off the gather.
Hey, I'm gonna be real with you, man. I go to camp every summer, and every summer we talk about the travel, and as a nation, as officials, the guys you're watching on the game right now, those are the guys who train me. When I go to camp, those are the guys that I see, and they'll tell you we're horrible at travels as a collective whole. So we're trying to get better at travels every summer. We're working on how to get that right, man, because these kids watch the NBA game and they mimic James Harden. So then when they come to us and we're like, what the hell was that? You know what I mean? Like, what? then
it might happen so fast.
Yes. Then you call it, and then the coach is going crazy and he's doing what James Harden doing. We're like, that's the NBA. You know, you're a high school guy. You know what I mean? You can't do that in a high school guy. It's not the NBA. So it's just that's a hard play, man. Like, if you watch us, when the guy catches the ball, the first thing we do is look at his feet and try to find that pivot. We're trying to get better at it. That's all I can tell you when it comes to the college and high school level. We're trying to get better at travel. We're horrible at travel.
What about the charge versus blocking?
Let's talk about it. What about it? Because my first question is, do you know the rule that will allow somebody to be able to take a charge?
So what is the rule?
I gotta ask you first, because sometimes people say, I want to hear the famous phrase is, he was moving. I want to hear that. He wasn't still. He wasn't set. No, that's not in the rule book.
But as we say, it's not about that. It's about
establishing legal guarding position.
Right.
And how do you establish legal guarding position?
Yeah, Ryan, you foul all the time.
Shit.
I ain't get caught though.
He probably don't know that.
I ain't get caught.
To establish legal guard position, all this is me having 2 feet on the floor facing you. So now I've established legal guard position. Within that legal guard position, you can move laterally and obliquely to still be in legal guard position. What does that mean? So laterally means you can go side to side and still be considered legal. Obliquely means you can go backwards and still be considered legal. They just had a play in the first half. Purdue kid went to the basket. Was it Purdue kid or was it UConn? It might have been a Purdue kid, went to the basket, and he got hit. He was moving obliquely, and they called an offensive foul. They just called it in this game tonight. So that's the definition of like. But see, the thing about the men's side, we have the arc. Now, if you're inside the arc, I don't give a damn how legal you are. It's going to be a blocking foul. Unless you jump straight up in the air. If you're in the arc and you jump straight up in the air and contact is made, you're still considered legal guarding because you jump straight up in the air. If you're grounded in the arc, it's an automatic block. So,
I didn't know that.
So those are the things that when a play comes to the basket at the college level, we're thinking about. Oh shit, is he in the arc? Okay, he's not. Okay, is he legal? Those are the things that we have to process and then call within a split second.
That's a travel. Come on, man.
Oh, Jesus, here you go.
Yeah, see, that's a bad referee right there.
My thing on defense, playing defense, was when I thought about legal guardian position, was I was trying to beat you to the spot.
Okay, that's because you can move laterally.
Because I'm figuring out, like, if you're coming this way, well, I'm not trying to trail you. I'm trying to get to the spot where you're going. And then, because I'm trying to impede your progress. So I kind of figured out where you were going on the court, not where you were. I was trying to get where you were going. And that's how I was able to always be there in front of the dribbler.
And that's legal. Everything you said to me is legal. And if contact is made while you're trying to go laterally and stay in front of him, if he makes contact, that's offensive initiated contact, and then we're going the other way.
See, I never had to worry about that because I didn't play defense.
Yeah, you played defense.
Okay, that's fair.
Let me ask this question. Well, so you refereeing a game, right? And a call is made. It's 3 reps, right?
Yeah, 3 of them.
if you know if a ref makes a call, but it's not the right call.
Okay.
Are you guys able to get together and say, hey, you know what? I saw this a little bit differently. That wasn't what you thought it was, or whatever. Do you do that, or do you just say, you know, he made the call, we're just gonna leave it alone?
Yeah, what is the conversation about?
If it's an out of bounds call, maybe we get together and talk about it. I don't. If it's like egregious and he kicked it, I'm gonna bust in there and I got information. I'm 100% sure that Black hit the ball last. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like if he has a questionable foul, nah, we don't do that. We can't. We don't because now you're dealing with his credibility. You know what I'm saying? If I disagree at halftime, we talk about it. You know, after the game, we may talk about it. You know, we may come in because I've had plays where I've called him like, man, what you think? Then my buddy said you got tricked. You know, he tricked you because they will trick you, dog. You think the person get hit, he just starts flailing. You put air in the whistle, then you go look at it on film. Oh damn, he missed him. He whiffed. I got tricked. So we do that in the locker room, but on the floor, I wouldn't go to a guy and say, hey man, that wasn't a good call. You know what I mean? So you got to trust your partners and understand. He may have seen something different. If he asked me about it, we'll talk about it at halftime. But I don't think we go in and try to change it out of bounds.
Now, what like technical fouls per se? How much do you take?
Me?
Yeah, personally, before you know.
Oh man, it used to take a lot. Because I was just trying, you know. But as I got older, I'm getting close to 50, guys. So the closer I get to 50, the shorter my fuse.
Roddy's about 70, 80.
Yeah.
Shut up, dude.
So again, to my point, like the guys that train me at the college level, they want me to be more aggressive. You know, I'm already a big dude, so I'm not trying to scare the shit out of everybody I work with. But you know what I'm saying? They want me to be more aggressive, so they want me to take charge and tell coaches like, "Yo, chill out." You know, like that's enough. And if they blow through my stop sign, they want me to whack. They want me to tee them up. Players, I'm not very lenient with players. I'm not going to allow 17, 18-year-old, 19, 20. I'm almost 50, guys. I could be your dad.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can't let you ruin my day. So I don't take too much.
We ain't playing that game.
No. And then sometimes I talk crazy to them like they talk. Like I meet them where they are. You know, I'm a social worker by trade, so I meet them where they are, man. When they get to talking crazy, that's that time come out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Unfortunately, sometimes Southside come out and they look at me like, "Oh, the ref is real. Let's do it." You know, but for the most part, you know, now as I get older in here, I don't really take too much, man. I'm telling, because it's shit. Nah, my nerves bad. Nah, I can't be tripping on y'all.
Your patience.
Like Rodney, you have to throw Rodney out of the game because he's kind of.
Now I've only thrown a kid out for he just pushed the kid into the wall, but other than that, I don't really throw kids out. I whack you though, and then they come try to be your friend afterwards. Coaches, same thing. I'll give you a technical foul, but I'm a little less lenient these days. And I talk to you, but when you start screaming at me from 25 feet and talking to me like I'm one of your kids, I'm really grown. I'm grown. I ain't just regular grown. I'm grown. You see my face white. I'm grown. Like
got a little age on.
Yeah, I got a little age on me. I wake up in the morning, stuff be hurting. I don't know why, but so you can't talk to me like this. You don't know what it took to get me to this game, So I tend to be a little less lenient now than I was in the past.
So what made you actually decide that you wanted to ref? You can't tell me it was because you liked the referees when you was playing.
I didn't.
My point exactly.
I didn't. I wanted to coach, but then I started seeing what like the parents were like.
Yeah,
coaches,
me too.
And I was like, I can't. You ain't finna talk to me. You ain't brought your son to practice all week. We got a tournament. Now you want him to play 40 minutes? No, ma'am, no, sir.
And your son,
no, sir. So I was like, then I was like, you know what? I'll pass on coaching. And then Roundtree, Sean Roundtree down here that was with us.
Shout out
he was refereeing, and he called me one day. He was in a bind doing what Tree do, and he was in a bind. He needed somebody to cover a game for him, so he called me up. So I was like, shit, I ain't doing nothing. I'll go. So I went and I started refereeing game, and that night I made $75. I did three. I did a 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade game, and I made $75. And I was like, wait, this how this go every night? And they was like, yeah, you so in a week I had made about $300, $400 in that week. Cause I kept going back. And I was like, shit, I might want to go and get my little certification. And I might want to go and be legit. And then of course I went on here and got my license, and then you just start networking. And at first I was just doing it for the money. And then I started realizing, like, wait a minute, you got an eye for this, you got a knack for this, So won't you take it a little serious? So I started going to camps and everything, and I had dreads at the time, so I wasn't really getting serious looks. And then I cut my hair, and man, it just started going out. It just shot up, man. And people started looking at me. I mean, I'm 6'6", and they like, you got the build. You're what we're looking for. So people started pouring into me, and I started going to camps and started getting better. Started getting looks, and next thing you know, here I am, full time doing varsity high school, JUCO, NAI, D2, some D3. So I've been blessed. I started late though, man. I started at like 36. Had I done this at 19, come out of college, I might be one of the guys on TV right now. But because I started so late, it was a couple of guys, that had a jump start on me because they were younger. But once I started climbing and started getting better, it was like, oh, okay, that's cool, because the checks started looking different.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So, so instead of doing 3 games for 75, I started doing 1 game for 75. I was like, oh, okay. And then the college game, JUCO is 190. D3 is 280. So you start doing a couple of those a night, then you start, thinking, okay, what's next? Right. If I wasn't close to 50, I would still pursue the Division I thing. But I'm almost 50. I ain't finna run with them boys. You see them boys on TV right now?
Right.
I ain't finna chase them boys down.
Right.
Sure, no, I'm good. Them boys too fast. No, I can't do that. So I'm gonna stay where I'm at with these D2s and 3s.
In high school.
Yeah, high school is easy. Once you do college, high school is easy because they're a lot slower. Everybody ain't good on the high school team. You got maybe 2-3 guys that's good. So you cool. You can deal with that. You ain't got to deal with 10 gazelles. I only got 2 gazelles in high school. Unless you get east side, and all they ass be running east side.
You gonna do it till the wheels fall off?
Well, one wheel fell off a year ago. I had it put back together. But as long as these knees hold up, man, I'm gonna be in there.
So you got a love for it, a passion for it now, huh?
Oh, for sure. I feel like this, man. If I get out sooner, it's because of the parents and the fans. Because the fans are crazy. I mean, the fans are. I mean, it's some stuff they say to you, man. I got called a dumbass one night. I was like, dang, is it that serious? It's high school. Is it that serious? Okay, that's a travel, you dumbass. Whoa, okay. So I'm like, okay, this is what we doing? So then I gotta calm myself down.
Right, you have to turn around and get that look like where that come from.
Yeah, like really, that's me.
That's me.
So has there ever been a time where it was almost too hard to turn the other cheek?
One time last season, my boy had to grab me. I was about to get a coach. He was screaming at me. It was a close nut cutter game. He screaming. I just walked over to the huddle and was like, "Dude, you gonna stop yelling at me?" And I was like this, like my boy had to grab me, man. Like I was there. That switch had clicked, and I was there. So like I said, as I get older, man, my fuse is shorter, man. You can't keep yelling at me, man.
Oh yeah,
I'm a grown. I mean, I get it. I made
we all grumpy old men at this age.
Yeah, man, you just can't keep hollering at me, man. I ask me a question or something, but don't keep hollering at me, dog.
Right.
So, but other than that, that was the one time, But typically, my boy, the guy I work with the most, he typically knows when I'm finna go there because I get a look in my eye, and when I get that look, he'll be like, "Oh shit, let me go get milk." And he'll run over and like go to the other side. I'll take care of it. And I have to look at him like, "What you? Okay, I know what you're doing. You trying to save his life?
You trying to save his life?
Yeah, you trying to save his life. So you send me on the other side. So he knows what he's dealing with.
So your boy Zach Edey had what, about 15 in the first half? Purdue still only got 35.
Right. That UConn put that defense on them.
So
they just hit. It's hard to if you contributed to good defense or just not hitting shots. Sometimes sometimes cats get good shots, they just not hitting them.
Yeah, and that stage, you know, they get a bit tight. The pressure's on.
And on a side note, did y'all see that the new thing on Bleacher Report with Trae Young and his podcast?
Oh no, I didn't see
it. What did he do?
Nothing. He just got a podcast.
You know what? I did see he had a podcast. There it is, right there. He had your boy on the other guard from Atlanta.
DeJounte Murray.
He had Murray on there. Mm-hmm. He was interviewing him.
I don't know. I still have an issue with these athletes in season with podcasts.
Mm.
I you know, again, in season while you playing, I have an issue with that. But anyway,
all right. So Milk, with you being a licensed NBA or an NBA, a licensed referee. With you being a licensed referee, are you
been drinking today?
Man, this water killing me. Are you able to do like, you know, us non-referees with the tournament, the pools? Are you able to do the pools like that? Your sheets?
I don't do them. I mean, because I registered for the NCAA, even though I don't do the Division I games, I ain't taking no risk. So I don't do those usually. I usually just I stay off of those.
Are you able
the actual betting ones or just period?
Yeah. I stay away from all of them because you never know. You just never know. I just stay away from all of them. Plus, I'm a sore loser still. I'm too competitive. I'm still competitive, man. I be getting mad, so I don't want to do that. And then people start talking trash. Yeah, that's how I tore my knee up. Somebody talking trash.
Yeah.
Are you able to like pick a team? For instance, we had our our men's brackets that are always wrong. Are you able to say, I think, you know, Connecticut is going to win the championship before the tournament starts? Are you?
I'm talking to y'all. I'm talking to y'all. Yeah, I can tell y'all that. I can talk to you guys about that. I ain't going to be on this platform and saying that crap.
Oh man, you know our tens of tens
our
of
tens of viewers. Tens of
Again,
our tens of viewers.
Y'all silly, man.
Tens like this.
Yeah, our tens.
We got tens of tens. we got a couple of tens, man. Come on.
We got
hot right now.
Because you know you were talking about Donahue, or was it Donahue?
Donahue.
That boy
you know, with that little situation or whatever, it makes all of the things that referees do be in the spotlight.
Big time.
So, you know, I don't try to figure out if it's, for instance, like the players in Vegas, they can't gamble. When they go to Vegas, they can't gamble. They can gamble whenever they leave, but they can't gamble in Vegas. I know the referees, you know, sports betting is completely out. But are you able to go to like casinos and do all the other stuff, or do they frown on that too?
Yeah, no, I can do that. I ain't doing them big games that you want. Then the games, I ain't doing them games. So they got bigger fish to fry. They ain't worried about me. They ain't worried about me. I'm a little goldfish compared to what they ain't worried about me. I'm small. I ain't gonna worry about me. The big guys that's on TV right now, they worry about them guys.
But see, and that was my thing too about, you know, people who were talking about that call in the Iowa UConn game, and who they just want her to win. And you know, it's this idea. It's funny how when stuff is fixed and when it ain't. Like people had to have that selective memory, right?
It depends on who you want to win.
Right, depending on who you want to win and who it is that you're rooting for. Because I'm like, first of all, if you're always saying this, then you think everything is rigged, and what's the point of watching the games? And that's the thing is that if you start, my argument was, if you're deciding, okay, well, I'm not going to make this call at this point in the game, then you've essentially violated the whole integrity of the game. To me, you know, it's like if this is a foul is a foul. It doesn't matter when that foul is called, and so I think that this whole, not to get off the subject, but I think this whole betting thing has in many ways made a lot of things worse. Right? I mean, you know, you got whole shows now. ESPN has a whole entire show dedicated to betting. They dedicate part of whenever they're talking about whether it's NBA Today, whether it's NFL Live, whatever it is, there's a particular portion and an expert that they have that comes on and talks about betting, right? But yet everybody's surprised when he got caught betting. Well, yeah. I mean, if he's a better, it wouldn't have mattered whether that person was an NBA player or not. If they have that type of proclivity to that kind of thing, they're going to do it. So these people are human beings. So, but I think the fact that it seems like it kind of came into play, and it's almost as if nobody thought about these things, you know, before they just started, you know,
they just thought about the money.
Right, exactly. They started thinking about the money and how they need TV contracts, and to raise this revenue, we need to get in with FanDuel. We need to get in with DraftKings so we can make this money to pay these guys when this new collective bargaining agreement comes up. But it's almost as if nobody ever thought about that these guys could all of a sudden become degenerate gamblers. And then I've got Milk always does me like that. I'll say something and say, okay, wait a minute. What does that mean?
Yeah, I was gonna wait till after you had finished. You said it a couple times. I was like, what the fuck is that mean?
Yeah, I'm good with the words and the definitions of Milk. We're talking about math.
That's why our viewers, you know, just in case they got a little confused for a second.
Yeah, so anyway, so that I just and now that they also have the money to be degenerate gamblers, how did they not think that there was this was going to be an issue? I'll never understand it. It's almost as if they're surprised, like, oh my God, we told them not to.
Yeah.
Okay.
We promote gambling, but we're surprised that our players are gambling.
Right.
So here's a question. As I told
the boy got one chicken wings caught in his mouth.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, don't get too much into detail, but has anyone ever approached you with an offer to do something stupid?
Nah. I mean, you got kids that'll play. Kids that'll play with you. If I give you $20, like, really? That ain't gonna fill my tank up, nigga. Like, don't offer me no 20. No, but not really. Seriously though, no. Nobody's ever seriously came to me and said, "Hey, take care of this," type deal. I ain't never had that. I mean, like I said, not for no high school game. The small college I do, no, ain't nobody asked for that.
They probably know you're not like that anyway.
That's true.
I
mean, you're 6'6". I'd be scared to approach you in the first place.
And I appreciate that. I like those that do that.
I remember a student asked me if I took bribes, and I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "But you ain't got enough money." "Oh, yes, I do. How much you need?" I said, "Dude, you got to give me enough money that when I get busted for this, that I ain't got to worry about working again."
Right.
I said, "So, no." I said, "No, you don't have enough money, but yeah."
Definitely.
Yeah, I sure will.
All right, you got a couple seconds. Stick around, Milk.
Yeah, what y'all got?
You gonna be with us for the rest of the show, then? All right, we're gonna talk about.
Hold on, what's the rest of the show? How much longer is the rest of the show?
No, you got a couple more minutes.
You said a couple seconds.
Did we finish talking about all these topics?
All right, so men's basketball, we've been giving y'all the highlights. Looks like UConn is starting to pull away.
Yeah, they are 13.
Up 13 with 10 minutes to go in the game. There's no offense for Purdue other than Zach Edey. Purdue's guards, they're horrible, man. They can't do nothing. They can't score at all.
Rodney's right, so he shouldn't be up here talking bad about him. It might not bode well later.
Yeah,
man. Look,
She ain't in the room.
But
Nancy thinks our podcast is stupid. So
just for the record, I did win the tournament challenge this year because I did pick Purdue to go to the Final Four, and that was the determining game to allow me to win this tournament.
The determining game.
I told you, been drinking.
the
those texts earlier today.
Look at
him. I picked UConn. I picked UConn to win it all, but I did that.
We all picked UConn to win it all.
Just like everybody else picked UConn to win it all. But
we all picked UConn to win it all. But the Purdue against who did they play? Tennessee. Purdue against Tennessee game was the deciding game in our bracket challenge.
Yeah, I picked Tennessee.
And thank you to Purdue for winning, allowing me to win. But yeah, y'all season about to be over here in about less than 10 minutes. Ooh, that's ugly right there. 14 points.
See, but that looked like a travel.
So that was horrible. That was horrible.
My bad. I'm gonna turn it on.
No, I was so here. You ain't gonna show it now. He just. I thought you was watching. I thought you had turned to watch it.
The next topic: Iowa South Carolina game. The championship game was the most watched basketball game since Game 6 of the 2019 NBA Finals. So for the last 5 years, the NBA Finals playoffs.
And LeBron and the crew, right?
Yeah, LeBron and the Warriors.
Yeah.
Oh, is LeBron and the Warriors? Yeah, LeBron lost that game, didn't he? That wasn't a kick game, was it?
No.
KD. I don't know. It wasn't deep. That's
in 2019.
That was Toronto and what's the name? What? Toronto and Golden State.
Well, you think a whole bunch of people was watching Toronto?
With a Kawhi.
That was the Warriors and the Raptors, man.
See? Thank you.
Game 6.
know my NBA.
The Raptors beat the Warriors 114-110. Game 6 to win the series 4-2.
Interesting.
So that was the year that Clay. Is that the knee? Was that's when he hurt his knee?
The knee, yeah, that was when he hurt his knee in the game.
And Durant with the Achilles.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that says a lot about the women's game, man. The direction that the women's game is going in. And moving on to our next topic, that's just a quick blurb. Moving on to our next topic. This is probably the hottest topic, other than the fact that the South Carolina won the championship, and that's Coach Cal. Coach Cal is leaving Kentucky and going to, of all places, Arkansas. So, and the thing about it, it's not something that was not expected. Well, I didn't see him leaving, going to freaking Arkansas, but I did think that he was not going to be coaching Kentucky next year because the people in Kentucky really didn't want him. And I think he got that sense that they didn't want him in Kentucky. So when this Arkansas job came about, hey, if they're going to pay me, I'm out. They don't want me.
So saying you can't fire me because I quit.
You can't fire me because I quit. But the thing is, they weren't going to fire him anyway, because had they fired him, they owed him $33 million. So they weren't going to give him just $33 million to go away. They not like Denver, the Broncos paying Russell Wilson to leave.
$39 million and having an $85 million cap hit.
Yeah, they didn't like that. They weren't going to give him $33 million and not have him coach. But the fact that, well, since 19, as a matter of fact, Cal, his postseason victories were few and far between. So, D, what do you feel about that?
I think it says, to me, it says spoiled fans. I'm sorry, but it always kills me how people act like that they're supposed to win every year. Rodney, Dallas Cowboy fan.
We are supposed to win every year, but go ahead.
And so then and I think oftentimes people don't really realize how difficult it is to win at that level, right? Let's put it this way: who did Kentucky lose to in that first round? They were the 4 seed or 3 seed, so they lost
Oakland.
to a 13 seed, a 13
They
seed.
lost
Right?
to Oakland.
Now let me ask you this question: if that was a series 2 out of 3, who you think wins 2 out of 3?
Well, yeah, Kentucky more than likely would have won, but it's not.
Right. It's not. So my point is people don't realize how hard it is to win an NCAA title. Because think about this, honestly. Coach Cal it's not about necessarily him also being expected to win the NCAA title. They also mad he didn't win the SEC title. So you mad that somebody didn't win 10 games in a row every year at a certain point in the year. Because in order to win the SEC and win the NCAA tournament, you got to win 10, 11 games in a row. So you mad that he loses one of them games, right? Again, it's these really high expectations that people have for these coaches every single year because they're Kentucky. Arkansas doesn't have those kinds of expectations.
Because it's Arkansas.
Oh well, let's not act like Arkansas has never been good. They went to the national
they were good when Nola was there.
They won in '94. They went back again in '95 and lost. You know, my boys beat them, but you know, when they was number 1, number 2 in the country, when we talking to LJ that time, shout out to Larry Johnson. So that's my thing with this is that we get these teams that and these fan bases that all of a sudden forget all of the stuff that you've done for them just because you having a little bit of a drought, right? And that's all it is. There are a lot of coaches that have a little bit of a drought, but the legendary coaches, those schools stayed with them. Adolph Rupp ain't win the national championship every year. Pitino only won 1 or whatever. So I just hate that they do that. I mean, Tubby Smith won 1 and they ran him out of town the next year, right? So I find it interesting how, again, we get these certain schools that get so arrogant about winning that when they don't win, all of a sudden now they just want to get rid of the coach. And but we'll get to your next question. But it just who's gonna come in there and replace him? But anyway.
Yeah, I gotta say the same thing. I mean, is that gonna be the answer to them having a success in Kentucky? Get rid of Cal?
Well, so, and I
don't
agree.
get me wrong. I know they pay Cal a lot of money, you know, and they, you know.
I agree with what you said, Dean. But what you just said, dudes, the fact that it's you can't have it both ways. Basically, you can't come in there expect to be paid as the best coach in the country, but don't perform like the best coach in the country. So, should the fans expect excellence? Yeah. Should they expect them to win every year? Yeah. Is it going to happen every year? Of course not. Matter of fact, tonight will be the first time we had back-to-back since Florida. What that was 20 years ago?
No, it wasn't that long ago. 2007,
95.
Yeah.
No, 2006, 2007, 2007, 2008.
I was in Florida.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Because what's his name was there? Played for Boston.
Hartford and Noah.
Hartford was there. But whatever the case, so it doesn't happen often that teams win back to back. And matter of fact, listen to the Talking Head show earlier. I think it's only maybe 5 coaches in the country that have more than 1 title. So winning a national championship is extremely hard. So again, and I do agree with you, D, that the fan bases expect a little bit too much. But if you come in and you want to be paid the top dollar like the best coach, then you got to perform like the best coach. So I don't have a problem with them wanting him to leave, and I don't have a problem with him leaving because at the end of the day, they don't want me. So why would I be here to go through all of this scrutiny that they're gonna have him for the next year? Because it was gonna be rough this year for him at Kentucky. It was gonna be rough for him in Kentucky. And what it's also going to affect his recruiting. Go ahead.
So, how many upperclassmen did he have?
And that was the other.
Not in his starting lineup. Let's see.
That was the other issue that he had. All right.
Cal normally gets the one and done, right?
He gets a ton of one and dones.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you asking these 18-year-olds who already think they LeBron to come in and play like that, and they
no
just,
college experience,
none, zero. And then you asking these guys to come in and you say, "Well, Cal, you can't motivate these guys. They've already been told they're the best that ever play the game." You know what I mean? So they coming in just to get through the season, so they get to, you need
time to deprogram them and then program them into a win.
Yes.
Yeah.
And by the time CG
nine freshmen,
man, you can't you ain't finna always. You're not gonna always win with that. This ain't JUCO. You know what I mean? Like you.
But here's the question though: whose choice was that? That was Cal's choice. He decided to go that route. Yeah, he decided.
You're right. It is not working anymore. So he has to do something different.
It's not working anymore. That's the thing.
I think that's the issue. He has to do something different now. He can't go for the one and dones anymore because the ones and dones they going somewhere else, or they I think they just not coming to him anymore. Because the other coach is doing one and done too.
And the thing is, you can have the one and done. There's nothing wrong with having those one and dones. But the problem is trying to get 5 of them to come play all together at one time.
Yeah. There's only one basketball.
And these kids, they're realizing, well, listen, I don't have to go to Kentucky because if I got the skills, I can go to LaSalle, or I can go to Loyola Marymount or whatever, some other school that's not as popular, because the NBA gonna find me if I have the skills. They gonna find me. So to try to put 5 of them on a team at one time and make that my starting team, you need some veterans. Look at UConn. UConn, they got some freshmen, but they went out to the transfer portal. They got transfer students coming over, and this is a team that lost what? They lost 4 of their starting 5 from last year, didn't they?
Who?
UConn?
I don't think so. The one cat, Nelson is the one cat that just laid it in. I forgot his name. He a freshman, but Klingon was there last year. They got some upperclassmen. They didn't lose like.
He brought in some upperclassmen. He brought in a lot of transfers this year.
But at the same time, and you're absolutely right, Milk. If you look at his roster, if you look at Kentucky's roster, they got 1, 2.
Dude, it's getting late early.
3, 4. They have 4. They have 4 seniors.
It's getting late early, man. Now I'm talking about UConn.
So at what point? Because you can't tell me that all these folks at Kentucky wasn't loving the fact that every year, we got the number 1 recruiting class. We got the number 1 recruiting class.
Yeah, they was
number 1 recruiting class, right?
Yeah.
So what does it say about the fan base and the administration at Kentucky, in the sense that y'all bragging about getting all these one and dones and not understanding that these kids are freshmen? Right. Give him time to develop a team. Also, at the same time, understand that this whole thing about the transfer portal, if we start talking about, people want to talk about Calipari's record from whatever time he won the last national championship and how long it's been since he's been to a Final Four or an Elite 8. Well, that's also the same amount of time that you basically kind of had this transfer portal. The transfer portal has only been a big deal the last 5 years, maybe?
About 5 years.
Yeah,
since
about 5.
19.
Now you got to give him some time to adjust. So now what's going to happen when he's gone? The next coach is coming in with a whole bunch of freshmen and sophomores next year. So again, that's my idea about unrealistic expectations, is that you really got these people who are expecting these freshmen to come in to think that just because they're 5-star freshmen or listed as 5-star, right? And again, that's always a thing too that I find interesting, is how many of these 5-star kids come in and you find out that they're really not as good as you think they are.
That part.
They were big fish in a little pond somewhere. And so then they come in and they're really not that good. And because think about it, it's the same way in the NBA. How many times have we talked about somebody that we thought was so good in college and then got to the NBA and they were terrible? Same thing with high school basketball. These kids are all Americans. You get them out in this all-star game and they do all this, and then as soon as they get to college, where they're playing with seasoned, college coaches with college refereeing and all this kind of stuff, they can't keep up, and you find out they're not as good as you think they are. So that's what I think about these unrealistic expectations. This man won a national championship. He's been to Final Fours, but now all of a sudden he has a drought, and now he got to go. He's terrible. He's horrible. And then they complaining about the one and dones when they was bragging about it 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Hold on, it wasn't 2 years ago. They were bragging about what you just said, D. Bragging about the fact that this year they had the number one recruiting class. Next year they're gonna have the number one recruiting class. Well, maybe because two of them have already decided. Two of them have already decided they opening up their recruitment.
They went to Kentucky for Coach Cal, not for Kentucky.
Exactly.
So, but then the question comes up, D. Cal leaving. Now what? Who replaces Cal in Kentucky?
The one thing that Kentucky cannot do and will not do, and I would even venture to say bet not do, is go get some coach that nobody knows who the hell he is.
Oh no, they wouldn't do
that. The fan, if you getting rid of Coach Cal, you cannot go get Joe Blow from Montana East University to come in and coach Kentucky after you just got rid of Coach Cal, a Hall of Famer.
Hey, NC State went out and got a high school coach.
That's NC State. They're not Kentucky. You can't be the same Kentucky mad that you keep losing in the first round of the NCAA tournament and then turn around and go get the coach from Southeast Oregon City College to come coach. You can't do that.
So who
they got to get a big name? I have no idea. Like I said,
so
I heard Billy
talking about Hurley. You're talking about Hurley from Connecticut. Why would you leave Connecticut to go to Kentucky? Exactly. Connecticut has been built since Calhoun days.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't think them folks that got that money up in Connecticut?
They ain't got Kentucky money.
Well, yeah.
Not Kentucky basketball money.
Yeah. But I mean, you got the other name I heard was Baylor coach Drew. He just signed a new contract. But would you buy him out to bring him to Kentucky? He has a championship.
Milk, what you think? What you think? Who you think comes to Kentucky?
Shit, I don't know. What the other Hurley brother? Where Bobby at? Don't he coach? Bobby Hurley? Don't he coach?
Yeah, Arizona State.
Arizona State.
Yeah, they were interviewing him tonight.
Yeah, go to Kentucky for him. Jeff Capel is in Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I don't know.
But it goes back to what D was saying. You got rid of Cal to get Jeff Capel.
I mean, he believes Jeff Capel gonna coach what he has. He don't get a lot of one and dones. Hell, he might dive in that portal and find some gems and coach them up. You know what I mean? Like you said, you talking about these 4-5 star guys that ain't really 4-5 star guys. They're not going to Kentucky now. So now you might get some coachable guys that want to play hard and want to win, opposed to trying to get to the next level. I don't know who's out there. My man's that coach that he's in the booth now. Where did he coach at? He won a championship.
Villanova.
Yeah, Jay Wright. He chilling. He chilling. He ain't trying to come back out there.
Right.
Yeah, he chilling. You know what I mean? So I don't know who else is out there that want to come to Kentucky, because you got to deal with that too. Even though you got to deal with everything that come with that too, and you got to be built a certain way to want to deal with that crap.
Right, because again, that's why when you said Jeff Capel, I think what happened to Tubby.
Yeah.
Tubby
Again,
wasn't big. He wasn't as big of a name. He wasn't Kentucky big, man. Even though he went there and won a championship, they still forced him out.
Listen,
you think your boy from Auburn will go there?
We talking about
Bruce Pearl,
Kentucky.
Oh, Bruce Pearl will go there in a heartbeat.
I think Bruce Pearl will go to Kentucky.
He always chasing the next thing
and show out. He will definitely show out, and I don't know if it'll be a good way, but he'll definitely get in there crying and shit. That boy be crying, boy.
I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting. Like I said, I heard Billy Donovan. I think Kentucky really has to make because again, I don't know who's out there or who's available, and I think that they're going to have to make a really big splash. If you're getting rid of Cal, you have to make a really big splash.
What if they go after Bill Self? You think he would go?
Bill Self ain't leaving
Kansas from Kentucky.
He about to ride off into the sunset, bro. He ain't trying to do this.
Bill Self is not leaving Kansas.
He about to be out of here. He good.
Bill Self is a god in Lawrence, Kansas. Why would you go there to get done like Coach Cal? Because after a minute, that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
And Kansas has never been Bill Self, and I hate to say it this way, but Bill Self has always built his team, his program the right way, so to speak. He never had one and dones. He never did the one and done thing.
Well, he had some players that left after 1 year, but they weren't. He built them up. He coached them up, and they just blew up in college. And he's like, "Look, man, hey, while you hot, go."
But he never recruited any kids that they automatically was talking. Oh, this guy's leaving. That kind of thing.
He gonna leave before you even play a game. He already got him in the NBA.
Right. He never had those. So Bill Self was a little different. Yeah, they put it on Purdue now. It
ain't even close, man. It's 17
over.
17 with 357.
18.
Oh, it's 18 now. Oh, he had the free throw line.
Wow.
You ahead of me. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm very interested to see who they peg for this position. Whoever get it, they're gonna have a honeymoon for about 6 months, and then he gonna be just like Cal. Because Kentucky don't play, man. Let's just say it like that. Kentucky probably worse than Duke in North Carolina fan. In North Carolina, they were trying to get rid of Hubert Davis so many times until he started winning. But he had a chance. So anyway, all right, we're done with the basketball. Let's go. Let's run through these last few things, and we can be on out of here. The Buffalo Bills traded Stephon Diggs to the Houston Texans. So D, what they got coming? What they gonna do next?
Who?
Buffalo. Are they even relevant anymore? Because they've lost both of their starting wide receivers now.
No.
So is the division going to the Jets or to Miami?
Miami.
Yeah, Miami.
You gonna roll with Miami? Who you got, Milk?
The Bears.
Man, shut up.
The Bears.
He as bad as Rodney, Cowboys.
Hey,
I really, honestly, to be honest with you, I really think the biggest question is really what happens when Stephon Diggs gets to the Texans.
Well,
because the Bills just didn't get rid of Stephon Diggs because he wasn't producing.
Yeah, they had some clashes. Let's just say they had some clash. But I don't know if it was more of the diva wide receiver thing, or he just didn't like what's his name, big boy,
Josh Allen.
Man, Edie got 31 points, and they got Purdue got 52.
That's what I was just looking at.
That's just crazy. That's just crazy. Anyway,
wait, did he just call a technical foul? What did he call?
Did he call a check? Oh, on the coach.
Yeah.
He called a check on the coach.
He called something. They got the. I don't know. I got to go back. What did he just call? Because Hurley was on the floor.
He tried to push him back,
but it didn't work.
Right.
It didn't work. So he had to call something.
He must have been out of his box.
He was definitely out of his box.
He was on the court.
Yeah. But he was coaching though. That's one. If he was out of his box yelling at the official, that's one thing. But if he's out of his box coaching, we just try to. They're teaching us to get him back, just push him back. You know. Then you talk to that assistant, tell that assistant coach, hey, do me a favor, make sure he stay in his box. That's your job tonight.
Right, get
help me out. Help me out.
Get back, coach.
Yeah, preventative officiating. We don't need that kind of call. You know, just keep him in the box.
I don't think he called a check. I think he just called a violation. They gave him the ball.
Okay.
So, but yeah, to answer your question, D, Stephon Diggs with the Texans, man, the Texans have built something this offseason that I would not be surprised if they're in the AFC Championship game next year. Because they got two receivers, actually they have three good receivers because they had two rookies last year and they added Stephon Diggs. They got three good receivers. They got a tight end, a real good offensive line. They added more defensive linemen to go with the draft picks that they had last year. Bruh, their team is stacked in all the levels, and they got but they can do all of this because they got a quarterback that's good on a very affordable contract.
But is Stephon Diggs gonna go there and mess up the chemistry that they had last year, demanding the ball?
That's a good question. Again, I just think he had issues with Buffalo. It's kind of hard to get the benefit of the doubt though, because this is the second team he forced his way off of. So, that's a good question, D. That's a good question. What I will say is today he was down there practicing with CJ Stroud. So they trying to get their chemistry down right now. So maybe he's in a much better situation because hey, I leave Buffalo, New York, where I got to pay 9% income tax, and I'm going to Texas where there's 0% income tax. So I just got a 9% raise. So there's that too. And
you've been to Buffalo. It's Houston compared to Buffalo.
And look,
it's the reason James Harden wanted to get back to Houston.
Yeah,
bruh. Everybody named Mama need to get out of Buffalo.
Shout out to our Buffalo people.
Hey, I love it. Hey, we fellowship with the church up in Buffalo. Love them. But man, it'd be cold in Buffalo.
Yeah, I've been up
there. It'd be cold in Buffalo. All right, any other let's get to it real quick. NFL draft rumors. As we were talking about earlier, I do not see quarterbacks going 1 through 4. I just can't see it. I can't see it. There are some quarterback needy teams, but man, when you got a receiver like Marvin Harrison Jr., he's a generational receiver, man. You gotta. I just gotta take it. I just gotta take him. I can't take JJ McCarthy over Marvin Harrison. I just can't do it. Dory?
I'm just tired of hearing about who the top 3 quarterbacks are every day, and they give you the same 3 answers every day.
No, they switch it up. 2 and 3 move around. Actually, they putting Daniels as 1. But as they were saying, 1A, 1B with him and Williams. But The draft is in what? What is the draft? The 24th?
Yep, a couple of weeks.
And guess what? It's here in Detroit. So, hey, there is that. And I will be down there. So that's all we're gonna talk about with the draft. Now we do have to talk about the what do dudes call it?
Stupidity.
Dudes
Foolio.
Foolio. Foolio. The Foolio move of the week. And that's this idiot. RASHEE Rice from the receiver from the Kansas City Chiefs.
Racer
who
X.
caused a 6-car pileup, 2 of which were his cars. Down in Dallas, Dallas area, by smashing his Lamborghini against the wall and then causing a chain reaction with some other cars.
Some of the brightest guys you've ever seen.
While they were drag racing on the freeway, street racing on the freeway. Smart? Not at all. Not at all. You just finished your first year, 2nd round draft pick, so it ain't like you getting, life-changing money. Did you get paid well? Yeah.
Super Bowl.
You didn't have the life. Your contract is not the life-changing. I'm gonna be able to retire tomorrow and pay for all my family to live type money. So to do something this stupid, it's just it's the Foolio move of the week, man. Foolio move of the week. And what y'all got to say about it?
I mean, the same thing you said.
Yeah.
Really, it's really honestly nothing to talk about. It's
so the only good thing about it is that there was no life-threatening injuries in this situation.
No fatalities.
If you go back last year, we were talking about it. Jalen Carter,
in Georgia,
right after the championship game, he did the same thing, street racing, but in his case, was it 2 people lost their lives? A teammate
and that lady
both lost their life.
No, I don't think it was a
after
teammate.
leaving.
I think it was somebody from the staff or something.
Yeah, a teammate
and
whatever his position was. But in that case, there was someone to lose their life. So for you to go out, for you to know this stuff, and that's the part that upsets you mostly about.
Yeah, because there's been several examples.
Yeah,
of how this thing
ends. Why go out here and do this?
But everybody thinks it won't be me.
That's that stupid stuff. That's that stupid stuff. And then the craziest part is, and then you run. Which
like
makes
nobody was gonna notice the Lamborghini.
Hold up, again, he had 2 cars at the accident. That was in the accident. One of his friends was driving one of his cars. So
you got to figure out which one of your cars is the fastest.
But I'm saying one car was a vet. It's a lot of vets. The other is a Lamborghini. It ain't that many of those around. You're not that hard to find, buddy.
Especially when it's registered to your name. So there is that. But yeah, we laugh, but it's a serious situation.
Good thing it was no cameras present.
Was it? Were they? I'm pretty sure somebody was stupid enough to record it. Because they do everything for IG now.
For likes, right?
Everything got to be for the gram. Everything for the gram. So RASHEE, you got the honor this week, man. All right. Last night, one of the best games of the NBA season. My New York Knicks, who is down by 20 points, came back and won the game in Milwaukee against the Milwaukee Bucks, causing them to lose their 4th straight game, 3 of which were at home. So now the Milwaukee Bucks, who are still number 2, the 2nd seed in the NBA East, are only one game up on my New York Knicks and the Orlando Magic. So, dudes, what's your take on Milwaukee, man? What do you think they're going to do at the end of the season? Because we only got 4 games left.
Well, can they bring Adrian Griffin back? Get a do-over. Let him get a do-over.
Gotta get a replay.
I mean, at this point, I don't even know how to fix this mess. You know, they created a big mess for themselves. Clearly, the Dame Drew Holiday trade was a bust. It was a failure.
Unmitigated failure.
Yeah,
look that word up
for defense or whatever. Yeah, I just think, you know, they disrupted the chemistry of the team altogether with that trade. They also let go who was it? Allen, right?
Grayson Allen.
Yeah, that was another bad move. So it's a series of bad moves that, you know, has taken the team to this point. And like I said, the issue, you know, it got rid of Adrian Griffin because, you know, the team was struggling defensively, but they were winning. So, you know, I kind of had a problem with that. I was like, you know, they're winning, but, you know, everybody knew Milwaukee as a defensive team. They were no longer that. You know, they were giving up tons of points. And so they got rid of him to get supposedly a defensive coach in Doc Rivers. I didn't really understand that because, you know, Tom Thibodeau was over the Celtics defense when Rivers won the championship. So, you know, he was that defensive, what you call it, linchpin for that team, you know, coach. So, yeah, I don't really know how they're going to get out of this tailspin that they're in, but they are definitely in a tailspin. And I don't know, they got the sorry Knicks on their heels right now. So, but it really all don't matter as long as the Celtics win.
So Milwaukee has 4 games left. 1 against Boston. Their next game is against Boston. Then they play Orlando. Then they play Cleveland. Then they play Orlando again to finish it out. So they have 4 games against the more than likely the easiest game they're gonna have is against Boston, because I don't think Boston's gonna play all of their players like they're not gonna play all the horses like Milwaukee needs. So if Milwaukee drops from 2 to 5, which is a very strong possibility with these last couple games, and then have to go against Cleveland in the first round, what do you think their chances? Cleveland's struggling also, but what do you think the chances of Milwaukee surviving, making it to that second round?
I think that Milwaukee could beat Cleveland. I think they'll beat Cleveland, but I mean, I don't know. They seem to have problems with those lesser teams, the Orlando's, you know, those young teams like that as well. So
they lost to Washington twice in the last week.
Yeah, see, so they even have trouble with sorry teams. You know, teams that look like they've never seen a basketball before. So it's definitely going to be a rough one for them. I don't know how they're going to right this ship. Like I said, Doc doesn't have the answers, and the star players, Dame and Giannis, they don't have the answers. So I don't know if Middleton can find his groove, maybe. But I don't see Milwaukee being successful.
But the question comes: you knew that they were going to lose some of the defensive force when they traded Drew to Portland, who subsequently traded him to Boston, which is the worst move that any team could have made, allowing him to go to Boston. But I digress. But you knew that they were going to take a step back when they traded for Dame. But you didn't know that they're going to take a 20-point a game step back when it came to their defense. Right now, Milwaukee is giving up. Let me see. Let me get to their stats here. let's see, team stats. They are giving up, which is horrible, 117 points a game. 117 points a game. Now, let's see the differential. So they have. Wait, where's Milwaukee? Right here. They're only plus 2 points differential. So they can score, but they're giving up too many free points. So the question is, like Dude said, D, when Adrian Griffin was there, yes, their defense, was not. It wasn't as bad as it is now. They've actually gotten worse since Doc took over. But when Adrian Griffin was there, they were winning. With Doc, not so much. So, do you think Milwaukee will keep Doc if they lose in the first round this year?
I don't know if they got rid of Coach Bud. Why wouldn't they? You got rid of your coach that just won you an NBA championship, and then took you back to the conference finals, and then you fired him, and then you hired Adrian Griffin. You let him get 25 games into the season, and then you fire him. So why wouldn't you fire Doc? I don't. Again, it shows that they have the proclivity to do those kinds of things, right? But my point is, I think that this is a management mistake. I still don't necessarily think that the Dame trade was that bad. It turned out bad because what you tried to do is you expected to get the same defensive results with less of a defensive team. You knew that you were trading Dame. You wasn't getting the same kind of defense that you're getting from Holiday. You know that off top. So why they
wanted the offense.
Right. So why are you upset that your defense is not as good when you just gave up basically your best perimeter player, your best perimeter defender, the guy who sticks the guy on the other team, who's the best scorer on the other team for the most part, so on and so forth. You got rid of him, right? But you're expecting to have the same defensive results. So then you fire that coach, and then you get another coach to come in who you're expecting to get the defense together. So now you're completely changing the entire makeup of the team in twice in one season. You went from this defensive team, you made the Dame trade, then you went to an offensive team. Now you're trying to go back to a defensive team, all in less than a season, and you're expecting them to still win. And I don't think you can do that. I think that they can get it together. Yeah, I think they can beat Cleveland in that first round.
No love for Cleveland.
I think the play in a 7-game series. I just think
you got
experience of Dame.
You still got Dame and Giannis.
Yeah,
so
I think the experience of Dame and Giannis and even Middleton will come through in that kind of situation. Because again, if you're talking about 4 or 5, in the most part, you're really talking about two teams that are basically even. And I think in an even series, I think that when it's played like that, I think that Milwaukee will beat them. But yeah, I think you've tried to change the team too much in less than a season. You've changed them twice. You changed the identity of your team twice. So I think it was going to take an adjustment period. So as I said in the text the other day, I don't think Adrian Griffin should have been fired. However, I don't think that Doc should be fired either. I don't think Doc should have been hired, but I don't think Doc should have been fired. Should be fired either. So that's how I look at it. Milk, do you watch the NBA? What happened?
He said once.
Oh, yeah.
I sure don't. I sure don't. No. I don't. I mean, playoff times, I might tune in. If the brothers want to get together, watch them. I'll do that. But you asking me on a Sunday, am I getting up to watch NBA? Nope, nah. I don't like the game anymore.
Why
Ain't
is
too
that?
many players I like to watch. Why? I grew up in Michael Jordan era, man, so I'm kind of biased. Basketball was a lot different back then. The game has changed a lot, especially from, of course, me officiating now. It's different. It ain't fun to watch no more.
So you don't like the style of play in the NBA?
It's more catered to the Europeans. There's no more big man. Well, it is a big man, but he shoots threes and he dribbles now. Yeah, the game is even every level that I work is that's the game. Dribble, drive, kick, dribble, drive, kick. Everything is dribble, drive, kick. So if you can shoot a three, you'll be successful. If you can't shoot a three, then you're gonna get beat by 50. You know what I mean? So that's boring to me.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I mean, I gotta watch that shit every night. Dribble, drive, kick. This motherfucker can't shoot. They bricking out there. It's like, oh, here we go. It's a long
It's
night.
a lot of three chucking out there.
Man, everybody think they can shoot three. So that's the game, man. So the NBA game is not fun to watch anymore. You don't really see too much. I mean, every once in a while I see some highlights of guys jumping out the gym, but for the most part, you see a lot of dribble, drive, kick, then that James Harden guy, and it's just not fun to watch. So I don't get into it.
Well, that's interesting.
Well, we've been complaining about the same thing, but we still watch them.
Yeah, but we still
watch.
Yeah, I gotta see Kyrie Irving and with the dribble moves and stuff. I gotta see.
And Luka.
I watch Luka. Lord today.
You talking about Luka and Kyrie and the Dallas Mavs?
Now I do watch the officials in the NBA just to see what the hell they be doing. Like I need to figure that thing out.
Yeah, we none of us figured that out yet.
Yeah, I'm just like, what book y'all use? I mean, because I know the books we use. What book y'all use? I think it's a different book for real though. All jokes aside,
it's got to be.
I think that it has to be a different book. We don't call the same game.
That's because they had to put that gather step in that new book, man.
The gather step, the Euro step,
yeah.
Oh man, I hate that jump, man. I'm like, bro, that's 3 steps.
The carrying, the palming. That's what I don't.
They don't call that. They don't call that.
I was talking about that. That drives me crazy. When I see Luka and Kevin Durant, they'll put their hand all the way up under the ball, pause for a second, and start back dribbling. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's like, did y'all see that?
Yeah.
And everybody's oohing and awing like it's an awesome move. No, he's carrying the ball. Actually, it's a double dribble, because the ball's come to a rest. Yeah.
That's regular rules. That's a double NBA. I don't know what they would call that. They don't call it actually. So
no, they do not call it.
It's hard to watch.
So what place are the Mavericks in now?
Huh?
What are they in 5th? The Mavs.
The Mavs are in 5th right now.
5th right now.
They are. Let me get to it. They are
2 games behind.
2 games up on Phoenix, and 2 games behind the Clippers for 4. So if the season were to end today, they would be playing the Clippers in the first round. Clippers will have home court advantage. So, dudes, are the Dallas Mavericks, who have won 9 of the last 10 games, are they a real threat in the West?
I believe they are, only because they're getting their stride at the right time. Normally, back in the day with the playoffs, we would say the fact that they're not a defensive team, that would weigh in heavily into their odds of winning and losing. But since nobody plays defense anymore, it's all a wash. So, but I think the fact that Dallas and Kyrie and Luka, they're like very hot at this time. The Clippers, they were on a little slide or whatever, and they're still kind of confused about what they actually are. Kawhi is in his annual injury mode, which means Paul George won't be he'll be following soon. He'll be injured soon. And and they're being led by James Harden. So we know about his playoff his classic playoff performances. So I think they stand a chance.
What about you?
And then, like I said, with the trades that they got with Gafford and PJ Washington,
PJ been balling lately, man.
That's exactly what they needed.
PJ has been balling lately.
Yeah, and so now they have the length to possibly compete with Denver. So let's see.
Doran?
Nope.
You don't think so?
Nah. I think these 10 games, I don't see that as okay. What are we talking about as a threat to do what?
To go deep into West Conference.
What's deep into the playoffs?
Actually, to win the first round, because there's only 3 rounds of playoffs. So go to the second round. You think they'll win that first round matchup?
If they play in the Clippers, yeah, because the Clippers injury prone, and they got a bunch of players, and I'm really piggybacking with dudes. It's not even necessarily just the idea of James Harden and his record of the playoffs. I mean, why? And I hate to sound disrespectful here, but why do we continue to call this dude Playoff Pete?
I think he called himself that.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, he came up with that moniker.
Yeah,
was it? Okay. Right. Well, again, he hasn't proven it. So your 2 best players have never proven anything 2 of your 3 best players have never proven anything in the playoffs, and that's Russell Westbrook included. And I love Russ. So no,
he got to the West.
So not by himself. With KD, they went to the finals. The Thunder didn't get to the. He always lost in the first round once KD left.
Yeah.
So
because he had playoff P.
Right. So again, I think that the Mavericks could beat the Clippers, but after that, no. I think they lose in the second round.
So,
and we know Milk don't watch, so we don't have to ask Milk.
I don't.
Oh, sorry.
I can see Dallas winning the first round. The only way they'll win the second round is if Denver is second. If Denver's first and they got to play Denver the second round, they're gonna get killed. They're gonna get killed. Well, you know what? Let me not say that, because if they play like they played yesterday, where Kyrie and Luka was on, and you had the others doing, like I said, PJ Washington has been balling this last 10 games. He's been just an absolute man child, hitting threes, rebounding. He's been doing it all. Gafford is the defensive force that they need in the middle, because even though the rookie, I can't think of his name, has been good. Lively. Even though Lively has been good, Lively can't do it by himself. He's going to give you about 25 minutes a game. So, you still got another 23 minutes rather, that you got to cover up. So when they got Gafford, that was a big thing. I would like to see them give Tim Hardaway Jr. more freedom to go ahead and score, because they, when he's out there, when he's hot, man, bruh. When he's hot, man, he can give you 30 real quick. But other than that, the West to me, it's just a Denver Invitational right now, man. I really don't see anybody beating Denver in the West. Denver is too good out west. But of course, my choices are always wrong. But we'll go.
Always.
Yeah, pretty much. And your opinions.
Shut up. My opinion is always right.
That's wrong.
And this we're gonna spend.
Right, that's wrong already.
We're gonna spend 10 seconds on this. Lakers and the Warriors, last two in the West.
No.
But does it even matter?
No.
So yeah, that the end of an era is now. There is one thing that I did read yesterday, or was it today? Whatever it was. Clay said that he's not looking for that long-term contract. You know, he'll be amicable to a 2-year contract, which just goes.
See how he's played this year? You wouldn't be looking for it either with a performance like he had this year.
No, that was the part that I was going to say.
I'd just be happy to be on a roster next year.
You want a 2-year contract, and I'm like, like you. But the thing about it, excuse me, they said that. Yeah, man, it's about that time. They said that you know, Clay, he had his lowest 3-point shooting percentage of his career, but he's still shooting 38.9% this year. So, I mean, come on, man. The brother almost at 40.
Right, he playing terrible. Sorry.
Well,
right, but you know, according to everybody else, that's just horribly terrible.
Yeah. I take him on my Knicks. Tell him, come on, Clay. Come on.
Yeah, they won't win anyway.
Shut up, dudes. Well, anyway,
every time we talk about basketball, Rodney Pearson got to bring up the Knicks.
Rock my shama.
Exactly.
So,
the delusion of it all.
Right.
Shut it up. Anyway,
Exactly.
ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank each and every one of you for joining us tonight.
We got to thank Milk, even though he got quiet on us after we got to
because he don't like NBA.
After we finished talking about reffing, Milk didn't have nothing else to say.
You don't like talking about football, NBA. I don't watch none of that crap. I don't even like football, Dory. You know that. I don't even like football.
How you not like football? And we played on the flag football championship team.
I did it for the brotherhood.
I did it for the brotherhood. Wow.
I did it for the brother. I wanted to be with the brothers. I wanted to hang out with the brothers. It was fun. I still didn't like it. I hate football. I didn't like football. I'm sorry.
The things people do for y'all fraternity.
Just for the brotherhood.
Rodney should have wore some sunglasses. Can't keep his eyes open.
My eclipse glasses, I should have kept them.
Yeah, well, y'all had little 3D glasses for the eclipse today.
Which I was kind of pissed off because I didn't see it, no darkness.
You probably slept through it anyway, so.
Man, I was sitting there watching, waiting. I ain't see Jack. Anyway,
I want to see with your eyes closed. Go ahead.
We want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. We especially want to thank our special guest. Shut up, D.
Yoo-hoo.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Go,
Appreciate
D.
the invite. Yeah, go on, D.
No, I was letting Rodney do his horrible ending.
Now you do your little A5A little farewell, whatever you want to do.
No.
Anyway, people, Dory being an asshole right about now. We want to thank each and every one of you for joining us tonight. As always, we talked about a lot of stuff. We want to thank our special guest for bringing his insight on refereeing and telling D how bad of a takes he have. We want you guys to, as always.
I think that was you that told D he had bad taste.
It's all the same. It's all the same.
He said you, Milk. It's all the same.
Press that like button. Press that subscribe button. Press that follow button. Y'all, please send dudes the money. Y'all ain't been sending dudes the money.
Peel me off, man. Send me $5.
Hopefully, you enjoyed what we had to say tonight. If you did, we thank you. But if you didn't, kiss it. And on behalf of DOOZE, D Almighty, the Wonder Mouse, my boy Milk, I'm Rod D, and guess what, y'all? We out.
Don't blame it on sunshine. Don't blame it on moonlight. Don't blame it on good times.
everybody needs boogie. For all my peeps here in Lawton. And back on to the illy and everywhere. Let's do it, y'all. Whether evading the smoke or debating with folk, they creating the quotes that's making us woke. When the sports world is sleepy on the daily or the weekly, get it, Mouse One, Ride D, Kid, Dukes, and Geechee. From hardwood to diamond, QB to rhyming, on the up or declining, and all out shining, even on the ice grinding. A world record timing when the athlete or team moment really is defining. If the stats deal or facts on deals, these cats chat real about the track and field. Plus the ring and pool, all courts and courses, from unsigned players to stars with endorsements who wanna got deep. Teams that stop streets, who get in the dirt and who on the hot seat for the movies and the oldies. Yo, they got the goodies, wanna know what's going on. Rock will blame it on the boogie. Yep, 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 blame it on the boogie. Click that link and subscribe. That's what it is. God bless.